I was wrong. It's clear. Polaris Lance is best. Let me make a comment on my YouTube. I'm gonna make a comment and try to post it. I don't think I can pin it though. How long it takes to clear this shield here with this gun. Has to reload. That's part of it. 8 seconds to deal to break a Shinka shield. 8 seconds. With 1 reload. Okay. This is going to be monotonous, by the way. I just want to let you guys know. And that's off level 65 with 0 enhancement. Okay, let's go with the 80. Try to get the best perks. Okay, well, it is what it is. Type 7 moonshot, ERM, you know, again, 0 enhancements. Legendary. Pulse. Shields back up. We reset the DPS meter. Okay, let's go again. One reload. About 6 seconds. I'll give it 6. It may not be completely accurate with 1 reload. Level 80, 0 enhancement. Okay.
Even the most terrifying flames cannot.
All right, let's do the armadillo. With better stats or better perks, attributes. I don't know what they're called exactly. All right, things clear. DPS is clear. 3, 2, 1. One reload. It's close to 7, more than 6. I'm gonna give this a second. I'm gonna give this 7 seconds with 1 reload. I think this is level 80. 0 enhancements. Let me make sure. Solidarity. I want to say that's probably not going to work. What about this one? Body shots. I wonder if that's considered body shots. I don't think that's any different. I'd be interested to see if they consider that below 50% health. All right, we're going to equip this one. All right, we got to reset. Okay, reset. That's reset. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, definitely better. No reloads this time. I think it was like 5 seconds. With no reloads. Level 80, 10 enhancement. I don't think enhancements matter. But I think we can verify. No, actually, because once we have one build, it applies to every gun, doesn't it? Yeah, we can't verify if it's a lower enhancement. All right, but we can do the ultimatum. I have conjunct. This weapon deals when it is equipped to a character of the same element, which in this case it would be me. So equip. What I will do in this case is maybe test out conjunctivitis, conjunctigation with another perk if I have it, just to see if it may do it quicker. 3, 2, 1. There's a reload. Wow. 8 seconds. With a reload. Level 80. 0 enhancements.
Even the most terrifying flames cannot stop you.
Okay, let's check out and see this one, which is different. When all fire teams are alive. I think with no fire teams, it still technically gives me this qualifier. I'm pretty sure that's how Destiny 2 works. If you're not in a fire team, it technically, you know, acts like you are one. 3, 2, 1. Reload. 8 seconds still, so that didn't matter. That conjunctication didn't really matter as far as being able to break the Shinka's shield. Okay. So our testing concluded that the best gun, in my opinion, I think just in general, would be the Sweet Ears. The Sweet Ears, the Del 2 Sweet Ears is the best gun to essentially proc the Shinka shields. Now, I think ultimately you're probably going to be using the machine gun to do that, but just in case you can't, best in slot. Doesn't mean it's the best in slot to kill things. We haven't tested that. But to proc that Shinka shield, it is the best one to do it. The second best would have been a legendary, would have been this one, Moonshot. Third best would have been Armadillo. And then tied for last is literally Ultimatum in the rare, Reverse Equilibrium. So the question is, now obviously these perks are going to matter more when you're dealing with stuff like this. And this is where the variation does unfortunately happen, to where I can't do the math on all this. I couldn't do it if I wanted to, so I can't really test each individual weapon based on its performance specifically, because each trait's going to make a weapon perform a little bit better than the other. If we had the same perks on the same guns, that would make it easier, but I don't think we do. I don't think they share an identical trait pool, whatever you want to call it. Final blows grant the next magazine 60%. This one, yeah, well, nearby allies' final blows grant this weapon. I'm just trying to see. This is 70. Does that matter? Should we try that? Should we try? I doubt it matters for breaking the shields, but we were at 5 seconds with the last version of this, with no reloads. Five seconds. So the actual level, it being 70 compared to 80, didn't really matter as far as that goes. We're not talking about damage specifically, obviously. Should we test it on the red bars? That might not be the most accurate test, unfortunately. We might have to just do the Shinkas first, and then we'll do other things after. This is a very tedious process, but I think it's worth it. I do want to know these things, ultimately, because I think I need to increase my overall into knowledge of this game. All right, okay. I've ranked the Heir Apparent one of the best guns in the entire game, period. And I think it gets better as you catalyst it up, to be honest, okay? So let me test this out. Now in this case, because I am going to use this weapon, I am going to actually reset this because I do want to see from shield break to actual death as well, to kill. So let me replace this and let me refill my heavy ammo. Okay, let me reload. Okay, I think I'm good on that. Wait, I gotta switch weapons. 2. Okay, we're good on reload. Okay, so let's go 3, 2, 1. I kind of want to see when the shield breaks, and then also when, well, we'll know when it dies, but all right, 3, 2, 1. Shield broke at 1 second or so. That reload is really bad, clearly. Okay, 1.5 million damage, 30 seconds or so. Actually, it was probably like 1.5 million damage, 29 seconds, I think it was actually.
A brief respite finally arrives.
Okay, we don't have every archetype here, unfortunately. What's this mean? Why does it say 1? Oh, I can get a copy if I wanted from the Scorched Earth. I better get it. I better get it. I better get it. Here we go. Scorched Earth. About 1 second again.
The obstacle is
21 seconds. How does that work?
ends here.
How does that work with damage, with total damage output? Wasn't the other one at 1.5 million and then it didn't are we doing something wrong? Don't worry, we're gonna go back and test this. We are not done. By any stretch of the imagination. Let's go again. About a little over 1 second for the shield break. The reload speed is way quicker. About 20 seconds or so. 2021. Total 451 million. Doesn't make any sense because why would it be? Why would this be? Why would this have to be so high in order to destroy it if it's putting out 1.5 million? Was it my error?
Finish this one first.
Let's see. 200 in the mag. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 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 I mean, that's 7 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what was I doing? What was the issue before? Why was it so hard for me to do this before? Why was the other one so tough comparatively? It's fine. It's fine because we got a good gauge there. We can see the distinction, right? The difference. Now, 2 Scorched Earths, you know, to support it. It doesn't have any mods. It doesn't have, anything on it technically. So that is and it's not a good. It doesn't have good traits either. So I mean, it could get better than that, but 7 seconds, doing the same amount of damage, not requiring a reload, and having still stuff in the mag. Yeah, that's impressive. Okay, let's try this one. This one does have, at least some traits. Let me get the correct.
Prey has shown its head.
Reload, get as much ammo as I can. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. About 1 second, a little bit slower than 1 second. This thing's not performing at all. This is a wet noodle. This is a wet noodle. The reload sucks too. At least the other one had a quicker reload. We're looking for that 450-ish mark to kill. Huh, interesting. About the same amount of, actually no, it's 20 seconds at the second time. Yeah, that gun's not performing very well.
When the violence and slaughter ends, a brief respite.
So there is a distinction here. Like if you didn't have the heir apparent or the gallows, you'd use something like the scorched earth. Clearly, right now, based on our testing. But we're not done. Spike fling baton. Okay, spike fling baton, and we're gonna do it. Reset.
Finish this one first.
Reload. Re-up. 3, 2, 1. Interesting. It might just beat the other mythic. Maybe not. Oh, close. It did beat it though. It did actually beat the mythic. With worse mods
The time for the hunt has
as well, potentially.
Ends here.
Last but not least, the full field thresher. Unfortunately, we don't have the rare to test, so it could be the best gun. It could be the best gun in the game, and we just can't test it.
The
Here we go.
prey has shown its head.
3, 2, 1, go. What the? Oh, it hits like a wet noodle after, though. I think it might have broke the shields quicker. But after that, no, it's still, heir apparent's still better. This one spits out a lot, but it doesn't do the damage. Alright, we've seen enough. We're already past the point where it's viable. I think this makes my case extremely clear, at least from a heir apparent perspective. This gun is extremely effective at what it does. And what it does is extremely effective.
quite troublesome.
And just to finish it off with this best in slot, let's try it again and show you the 6 to 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, pretty consistent at 6, 7 seconds. Whereas the closest, which was the Scorched Earth, was 21 seconds. 21 seconds.
Finally,
That's the difference,
peace and quiet.
which is a big difference. Now, minions or creatures like this can be a bit harder in some cases. Now, if you have to reload this thing, it's horrible, clearly. Yeah, I mean, got dispatched pretty quickly. Let's get a feel for the scorched earth in that particular situation.
Your sins
So about 21 still. It's definitely more 21 than it is anything else. See, it takes so much longer to dispatch these yellow bar, orange bar, whatever you want to call them. The reload is faster though, but it doesn't feel bad. This is definitely a viable candidate. I mean, that is definitely a viable candidate. It does not have the mag reserves as something like the heir apparent like, and I don't have the gallows. I had it and then I dismantled it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with dismantling stuff with right now because I'm just trying to get certain things up for no reason at all, just because I'm like that, I guess, in essence. So that kind of like the scorched earth or the heir apparent are your two options in this slot, in my opinion. Now you could do further testing on the brigades, which this machine gun can actually. Let's showcase that real quick. This can you be used in those situations. It's not ideal. What? Okay, here we go. What the hell's going on? Oh, user error. A lot harder once you break them to use this weapon against them, unfortunately, because you can't even get to the breaking point. Let's try the next best one for this one specifically, which is the scorched earth. We're just gonna do it based on just like, you know, general gaze. Arguably a lot slower, and a reload in between before we break. So, yeah, it's with mods and stuff like that, it may not be as bad. So you can definitely improve the scorched earth's capabilities. But in the case of, you know, specifically machine guns, the exotics, and I think the Gallows is probably going to be somewhere, you know, in between both the heir apparent and the scorched earth, so probably around 10 to 15 seconds for shield break, and then maybe it does more damage after, because that is a possibility in some aspects, because it has like a trigger effect like the Polaris Lance. But I'm very confident in my ranking of the heir apparent, not necessarily in comparison to other guns, but I want to make it very clear when I made my tier list. I said that the reason why Concerto, the reason why the crossbow or all these other things weren't actually S tier is because because they have other things that compete with them. The Polaris Lance at B is because they have other archetypes that in mythic quality that compete with them almost one for one, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. And I'm not even going to show you against like regular scrubs like that. No, it doesn't matter. These things are what actually determine whether or not you can do something in the game nowadays, okay? The Brigands, the Shinkas, and the Shanks all require you to have certain archetypes that are effective. If you don't get to the top tier of this game. And that's what this whole entire tier list was about, was getting to the top tier. And that heir apparent is so good at that. It's so good at that. It ain't the best, but it's the best in slot, and there isn't a mythic that competes with it. And we've just proved that for what its purpose is, which is Shinkas and adds whatever else. Okay, so that is definitive. Take it or leave it. Disagree with me or not. Okay, so we're done with that. I feel pretty confident in what we just declared. We also declared that the Del 2 Sweet Ears is best in slot by not the largest margin, but a large enough margin in that there was a legendary that competed also with Moonshot. Very close, by the way. With the right perks, maybe even more competitive. There is a chance that the Moonshot itself can actually compete. But there is one caveat. Depending on how the perks go or the traits go for the Moonshot, the Del didn't have to reload. The Del did not have to reload. Let me just confirm that. And the other guns did have to reload. That was the difference. Even if their times were similar or the shield was broken similarly, the reload aspect is going to be important because you're going to have to you're going to have a full mag to go against somebody else after you reload. I think that might be the way you look at it from that perspective.
The
But
prey has shown
to each their own. All right, let me try this again. And this is obviously maybe easier because I don't know what the other Shinka was that we were dealing with before that seemed like it was tougher. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we're still using the machine gun. Oopsie daisy. Okay, my bad. My bad. Silly, silly me. I didn't switch. 2. Okay. We still have the machine gun. 1. That's right. Okay, here we go. 3. I was going to say, wow, that was really good. Let me reset this too. 3, 2, 1, go. Five seconds. And the reload happens as soon as you break. And then you're ready for a whole nother round. That, I think, is the difference between this and the other thing. And it didn't matter if it was this one or it was another one that had different traits. It's still cleared before a reload. This is most likely definitely best in slot. So if you were to build something like Estella and you had the ideal loadout, it would look something like this. Now, can you have Furries 3 and Scorched Earth? Yes. And I think maybe with the right modifiers, obviously this one isn't that great. Mod support as well. That's not going to help you break the shield, but it's going to help you clear the ad quicker. Then I think this is a comparable, competitive option. Obviously, Gallows is too, right? I'm not disputing that. I don't think Ultimatum is the answer here in the Mythic slot, and I don't think this one is, but I do think that maybe with a good one, this one is interesting. It's very spicy. I'm not going to deny that. But I feel very confident that this one is the best. And in that case, let's see if we can mod it out. What looks good for both Caber and Estella from an aesthetic perspective? You think Caber would rock a pink gun like this? I mean, would Estella run a green gun like this? Is this the middle ground between the two? I doubt it. What about this one? No. It looks like Caber's going to have to deal with this. Or just keep it this ugly fugly. Is there any better one? Maybe that? Because it's not... I mean, it is pink. Yeah. Who's running Caber anyway? Nobody. Let's unlock that. Apply it. Let's see what it looks like in game. Okay, look at that. Look at that prettiness. Wait 1 second. No aim down sights here? There's no aim down sights for this? I didn't change ADS. Does this one circumvent ADS? What the freaking frack was that?
The time for the
What kind of glitch was that? Okay. Maybe I was doing something wrong. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I think we're done with this testing for Stella, you know, in general. I have Heir Apparent fully maxed out now. It is S tier, and I destroy everything in the expanse. Sweet Airs is excellent in PvP also. I have 2 of them. See? Thank you, Terabinth. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I have people commenting on my tier list, and that's fine. I totally get it. It's very subjective. And my opinion is not the ultimate opinion. But I do think I've done enough testing, and I've talked to enough people to have comprised something that I think is very informative to the player. So I'm very happy to hear that you are also going to back me up in this testing specifically. I think the Heir Apparent is extremely best in class. All right, but anyway, that's this. Now, the one and only Ikora, right? The one and only Ikora. The girl, the bae, the mother, the May, the cheese, the squeeze. My best in slot, even though does not perform that well, unfortunately, in the game. Now, she's not gonna do good against Shinkas at all. Like, her and Shinkas are they're the worst kind of mix. They don't mix at all. But we are gonna test it. All right, she won't break this shield with the one I have equipped right now. I mean, she will, but it's gonna be ridiculous. But we're gonna do it. I told you, it's tedious. Here's what we can do. All right, that was at 15 seconds. We'll just say 30 seconds to break the shield. You know what? My math ain't mathing, but at the same time, I can make that simple arithmetic. Is that how you say it? All right, here we go. Let's change it up. Let's put another slot in here and see if we can get it better than 15 seconds halfway through that shield. I have not used any other weapon in this slot besides the present fleet, so this will all be new to me. Let's try to find the best modifier or traits. It looks like that one's the best one. Let's see if we can get halfway through in 15 seconds or less. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God.
Void energy grows with time.
I think it's a little off. It looks like it might be close. I'll be honest. I'm gonna give it benefit of the doubt and say, because I'm not sure if it was completely half when I said 15 seconds for the other weapon, so I'm gonna say it's pretty close. Although it does feel like it's slower, but it may not be. Let's try Lotus. And she has a very limited. I don't have this gun. I do apologize, and it could be the best in slot for this. But let's check the rare and see.
That's a little more my speed.
I love that they have dialogue for a lot of this stuff. 3, 2, 1. I think they're all probably comparatively close. And that's not saying much, because that's a horrible time. Now, alternatively, how long does it take to kill a orange bar? Oh wait, we have to reset the data. I don't even want to do that. I just hit it one time and I'm like, oh, it's gonna take forever. All right, let's try it. All right, so it's about 42 seconds, 44 seconds, and about 80,000 total DPS is what I'm discerning from a estimate perspective. All right, let's try the previous one at 75 with, you know, not the best perks, but the ones that I have available to me.
Now that is a target.
Reset. Reset. Keep the same distance, hopefully. 3, 2, 1, go. I would say that was close. I think it's about the same time and about the same damage, which from a legendary rare perspective, that's it. That is interesting. All right, let's reset.
That's a little more my speed.
Reset the. Let's reset that. And let's put the fleet back in to the slots. I believe this is the one I'm using. Yeah, 85, whatever. It's pretty easy now to identify it. Again, it's a higher thing, but we've kind of proven that the level in this case doesn't really matter, but, well, it didn't matter to break the shields. It may actually matter. You know what I'll do just for this? Because this one is kind of an oddball and it is 85, I'm going to go and do this one instead because it's going to be more comparable. Actually, I should probably just do, I'll just do the 80. Obviously, all the mods and the traits and stuff, it is what it is. I can't unfortunately get everything in parity. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so 3.5 seconds. 3.5 seconds for a orange bar. Hold on one second.
I should focus my light there.
I'm gonna try a different one of those. Let's try this one. Three, 2, 1. A little slower. So about 5, 6 seconds. I mean, like an incredible, like, well, it's gonna be like, yeah. So it would have been 6 seconds, or this would have been 10 seconds compared to 44. That's a huge increase. I can't compare. Obviously, there's no exotic weapon for the light grenade launcher currently. This could be better than the fleet. It could be better than Brotherhood. It could be better than Lotus. So let's just look at it real quick. 256. So these are higher. These are higher rate of fire. Am I wrong about that? No, same rate of fire. Why is it saying lower DPS? Damage is 480. Damage is... What's this comparatively? See? I think this one is not going to be better. I'm not even sure what this one is used for. Is this a non-lethal weapon? Am I wrong? What's the difference? Why would it be so low? What is it going to make up for? The rate of fire ain't any better. How does it actually produce the damage? I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm not going to make an assumption to say that that's worse, but based on my limited mathematical ability, I think it's worse. So I think it's pretty clear that best in slot for Ikora is the fleet, and you don't have exotic options here, so it's very limited pool. And with the artifacts and stuff like that, this one can definitely do some stuff, and it actually has spread in it as well. So it can handle, most of the shanks that have that, because both of her weapons are that. It can kind of dispatch, sorta, kinda, but not really the brigands, but it's not that effective. And I don't think we're even going to test that. All right, here we go. The two-tailed fox. Now my two-tailed fox is upgraded. It's not max, but it's getting there. I am curious to see what this is going to be like, and I do have potentially the availability to do that on Monday. And I think I'm going to do it at my own peril. I think with the additional blast radius, the reload speed is huge. That's one of the biggest downsides to the two-tailed fox is the reload speed. And more blast bonus damage might actually put this thing in a spot where it can literally destroy things. Now it's not able to proc all shields, which is important, and it's not doing that. And I'm really unsure why, unless I really do need this last one to just get that extra, barrier bursting damage. That could be the issue. I'm not sure, but we're gonna actually test it on. We'll test it on this for shits and giggles, but I don't expect anything that great from this. Like again, Shinka's is literally Ikora's weaknesses. If there's a Shinka in anything, she can't really deal with it. This is just abysmal. This is literally the worst kind of experience. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep on with that. We are gonna switch out to a brigand for this particular test
Now that is a target.
because in the Expanse, the Gwen one, there is these, and I'm trying to, or at least I was trying to, use a core in that specific environment, and it wasn't really effective. All right, let me reload. Let me get some more ammo in my reserves. Okay, got 7. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. You have to do this because he'll kill you otherwise. All right, that was 2 shots. I couldn't really see the time. I'm going to say 5 seconds. Not bad comparatively to shotguns, in my opinion, but we haven't got there yet. But I've done a little bit of testing on those as well. All right, let's switch it out. The good news is for this guy, we don't have to reset it. His shield's reset every time. All right, let me switch out to the again. We're missing one. We're missing a rocket launcher, unfortunately. Let's go with our best in slot for the Tatum Alec. Tatum Alec, reload, all good. Reset that. I don't know why it reset. Maybe it just did it on its own. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna die if I don't leave. It's so many shots, right? Comparatively. And that's what I've been trying to get with the two-tailed fox. I've been trying to get this to work with this particular enemy type. I've been trying to get it to literally do something it shouldn't be able to do because I want to use that core in all content, and I've not been able to because of that guy. That guy's been the biggest issue with my Ikora build. I think the two-tailed fox is the answer, but it requires everything in order to even get to the limit. The problem is in the Expanse, that brigand is tougher than that guy. That guy is weak comparatively to the Expanse guy. The Expanse guy takes 3, 4 shots. I think it has extra protection, which is annoying. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, but it does. I think they've reinforced it even further to make it even more of a challenge compared to the rest of the rest of it. All right, this is Call of Greed. How greedy are we? The Call of Greed. Let's check it out. We reset that. We got that. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Again, yeah, I mean, it's just going to take forever to bust the shield. Like, this is literally not meant for that, and yet the two-tailed fox can do it. That's the difference. That's so far the difference. Effectiveness, obviously, that is in question. I'm not debating that.
I should focus my light there.
All right, we'll go best in slot here. I think it's a 75. Let's just say it is. Watch this one outperform everything. I don't know that. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's in test and some things are weird. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, definitely is not going to outperform. I think it might be doing better in some cases, though. It actually looks like some of the shield is breaking more than the other. I think that actually broke it more than the legendaries, if I'm being honest. Interesting. Okay, that's what we could test. It's not a lot. Here's what we can also test with this weapon type. If we get a full squad of this, which is what the actual... Oh, we need to reset it. If we get a full squad of this, which is what this is intended for, we can actually test spread damage as well. Again, what this archetype is supposed to be for. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Usually this does it in the first shot, and it should every time. 3, 2, 1, go. It did it at one shot. We'll just do this and see. Not very effective at all. We're not even like doing really any health. We did clear the 2 ads. Looks like was there 2 ads nearest him? That's gonna take forever. We're not gonna do that. Reset. Let's try the other iteration. Call of Greed. 3. Oh, wait. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. That was impressive. Oh, wow. Wait, whoa. Where's our reserves? What do we do? What's the matter with that? Bro, why you mess up like that? All right, I think we can still do testing like this. Hold on one second. 3, 2, 1. What am I doing? Oh no, what am I doing? This is wrong. All right, reset.
That's a little more my speed.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Cat, that's enough. I've seen enough. And last but not least, let's try this. I'm not going to clear it because we're not going to fully destroy it. 3, 2, 1. Very slow reload on this. Although more damage for sure. Quite a bit of chunks coming off. Okay. And now, last but not least, Two-Tailed Fox, which is by design, should be best in class. And the reason why I listed Two-Tailed Fox in the B tier is because, first of all, it takes forever in the Catalyst tier to level up, to get to a point where it's powerful. and it does not deal with Shinkas, and that's a problem. And a lot of the guns that I listed as B have that problem ultimately, and that's another reason. When you criticize me, there's a reason why I said for all modes, it's what is versatile against all modes, and I made it very clear. There are exceptions. The Royal Contravene is, I think, the exception, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, yeah, 3, 2, 1, go. See, this one has an additional damage modifier. It's very, very clear, the difference, right? By a large margin, that this one packs the punch. There you go. Obviously, upgraded. You know, the other one modded may actually compete. There is a chance that this legendary could pull it out, but you know, I'm not saying this is bad, but for Ikora specifically, there's no other exotic. This is best in class. This is obviously something you're gonna go for if you can get it. Ikora is a simple build. Ikora should not have had both of her weapon types B spread. It's bullshit. Because if that light grenade launcher and then there was another slot for something else, or vice versa, Ikora would be the most broken class in the entire game, in my opinion. But she kind of got shorthanded by having the same type. But they are different. They do different things predominantly, and the fact that this is infinite ammo does really give it the edge. Like this thing, I don't know when there will be a replacement for this. I think the Mountaintop and a couple other ones in the archetype probably could compete, but I will admit, when they did this, they did it well. The rocket launcher is good. I don't know if this is going to get replaced. I think her build is future-proof to an extent, and I do think that it will scale well in the future. I really do think that I'm fine in the future. I really do. I really, really do. I could be completely wrong in investment, and this could have been invested in Concerto. Recommend the auto or the secondary fire, which is the 3-burst mode. This mode, and the more catalyst this gun gets, I think the better it will be as well. In some regard, even though it's fine initially. This weapon's 3-burst mode is so efficient with its ammo economy that any modifiers or anything that, you know, can essentially increase that or potentially make it even more efficient, which it already is, because it does 3 literal bursts with 1 of the capacity for the ammo, I believe is what makes this top class, okay, in its particular field, and I think it outcompetes many other archetypes and weapons inside the game. So I haven't tested it specifically on the Brigand. Maybe I did. I forget if I did. I'm pretty confident it's going to do something, although I could be wrong. So here we go. 3, 2. I'm gonna do it on the 3-burst mode. The real downside with this gun is the aim. The sight itself is horrible, and it takes up most of the screen. I kind of recommend you don't do that, although precision shots are part of this gun's appeal. So at some level, you probably do want to start working that into your rotation. But we're just gonna do it hip fire. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in terms of the shotgun, okay, that is, I think, comparable to maybe some of the shotguns. Now, we haven't tested out the shotguns, but we tested out Ikora stuff, which is not ideal, and we tested out the Heir Apparent. Let me switch to a shotgun real quick and give you some comparisons. I am not sure how this is going to translate, but I'm going to go with my Gwen. And she has her shotgun ready, and I'm going to go in here and see how this... Okay, so we're doing it in... Let's reset that 1 second. Let's get an identifier here. Now, you have to understand that the Royal Caribbean, it's not meant to do this, first off. Okay, this is doing it in 1 second. I mean, it's totally efficient. And I wish that stupid thing in the Expanse would, you know, have that happen to him so quickly, but it really doesn't. I swear he's bugged or something. Anyway, here we go. We're going to reset, and I'm going to go back to my atoll. But 1 second, we have company. All right, we're back here. Let's switch back to atoll. I might have to leave again. We have company. And I have something in the oven. But anyway. So that was like 1 second for that, right? But like I said, this is not meant to do what it's going to do right here. It takes about 5 seconds, which is a long time. There's no debate in that. I can't deny that. But I can assure you, for this particular weapon type, and the fact that you're able to even do that period, and you're going to help somebody potentially increase their chances of breaking the shield as well. You can come in here and help, and it's not going to take. It's going to take one ammo to do enough probably to help facilitate that. And this is literally precision, right? It's not impact. Precision ain't meant to do that. Okay. Now let's go to the other version here. All 83. Where was it? It's this one right here. Okay, let's go to this one. That didn't work. Let's go to this one. Come on, stop. Okay, here we go. Now, 3 burst mode again. Here we go. With the Shinka servitors, everything's reset. Ammo's, I'll just put more reserves in. Just in case. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is arguably a lot slower. That took 17 seconds. But at the end,
Have fun.
28 seconds to clear total. I'm interested in this. Okay, let me just see something. 1 second. Place. Let me just go all in. Let me go all in. I didn't expect it to take that long to bust these shields, but either way. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm supposed to reset that. Oops, see daisy. Let's do that again. Cheyenne, lay down. You're fine.
That
22 seconds total from start to finish.
you see that? None may sin.
22 seconds from start to finish.
I like forests and dark, secluded, uninhibited areas.
Now, it should work because it is precision. Like, that was precision, which should work for this. It might be the firing mode that's the issue. We'll go check that after, but here we go. We'll try this. 22 seconds was the last one. Okay, that's way quicker. That's 6 seconds. Let's check another precision.
When the violence and slaughter ends, a brief respite finally.
Let's check auto rifles, okay? Let's just do auto rifles straight up.
A strong foe approaches.
Three, 2, 1. Reload. 5 seconds. Had had a reproc shield. That probably wouldn't have happened in real time.
A strong foe
It's about the same overall from that perspective, which is not ideal, admittedly. Let me check the other fire
enemies
mode.
have been annihilated.
Try and lay down. You're fine. Tab, character.
Strength itself. Like a kitten, arc energy is dangerous, destructive. But in my hand, it protects people.
Okay, let me check the other fire mode here. Reload. Okay, this is the single fire mode. 3, 2, 1. Everything's reset. Yeah, it's just unfortunately the way the gun is designed. This is not ideal. I thought it was going to be ideal to the extent that I didn't really do the testing. I'm not necessarily discouraged, but it is definitely an update. To be fair, let me switch over to the other one. I just want to see it once its bars are down, how long it takes to delete it. Because this part of the testing should be accurate. Okay, so from this position to 2 shots from that position. So right now, Reed and Biscuit, we're testing some of the more controversial, but we're testing everything basically. We're testing mythics, we're testing exotics, but in this particular instance, we're testing Royal Contravene, and I'm putting it as the second best weapon in the entire game. And although I didn't test it on Shinkas because I thought the precision archetype would have appealed to it, it doesn't really. But I'm not too concerned because ultimately, yes, it's slow comparatively to the heir apparent, which does from shield to actual kill the servitors in 6 seconds. This is 22 seconds, which is in line with the auto rifle, which again, in the heavy slot shouldn't be the case. You should have more performance in that other slot because of limited ammo. So it's not ideal, but at the same time, I know the damage this can output, so I'm not concerned in that regard. Here's what we can test. I'm trying to do comparable, right? Because okay, that doesn't perform that well, but it still doesn't necessarily not perform. It performs at a level of an auto rifle. Okay, that's clear. And we go back to the Brigand, okay, which in this case, most precision are not going to even compete with Brigand. This can, and it can also break it. And I can show you this example. This can actually break the shield. That was my delay that time, by the way. Reload. I'm going to try that again. I think my timer was off. Reload. Reset. Go. Do it again. That reload is killing us. Again, this is a precision weapon. It shouldn't even be doing any. 22 seconds again. Pretty consistent. If we take a sword, which is supposedly the archetype.
Everyone did their best.
What are we dealing with the timing? Tab.
No, Eve, I promise. I shall use this second life the Traveler has blessed me with for good.
But don't forget to enjoy the beauty and fun in life.
You still have to It still requires an additional at 15 seconds. Now this won't actually deal with Shinkas at all, but that would. The heir apparent will deal with Shinkas as well, and will deal with the brigands as well. This obviously does it in 15 seconds. Now, obviously, let's try the shotgun, which should be either comparable to the heir apparent or close to it.
How can sin be eliminated? Death and retribution. Your
'Kay.
crimes
Let's try this.
end now.
Capacity is an issue. This always requires a second proc, so that's not even that bad. Bro, I'm telling you. I am right about the Royal Contravene. Look at this. The sword's obviously ideal. The sword's obviously ideal in this case. But the Royal Contravene is competing even with the shotgun.
Such tedium. I'm bored out of my.
You know, and I have the specifically I'm even giving it the benefit of the doubt here with extra perks. I have the conjugation perk on it, which gives it 27 more damage as well. Which doesn't matter proccing the shield, but it would matter after. Now let's just try something else, okay? I don't have the exotic weapon Marhar, the crossbow. I actually I dismantled that as well. There's no reason for that. I'm just reckless. Anyway, we can try another crossbow because it is sort of comparable for testing purposes. This I think crossbows do break shields. This was part of the testing that I said crossbows are kind of broken. And again, the archetype for a crossbow is, I don't think impact. It is not impact. It's actually more geared towards. Actually, this is supposed to be the right archetype towards Shinkas. I think that's the consensus, right? Precision is not for really anything per se. Let's try it. Yeah, this one does not work. All right, so this is not going to work. Oh, wait. Come on. Stop it. Oh, my gosh. What? Okay, guys. Listen, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Watch this. I haven't eaten yet. I'm going to eat soon. It's going to give me some energy. All right. Let's try this again. Reset. 3, 2, 1. Now, the other one would do a lot better than this. I'm going to die before that. Hold on one second. Can I proc it before I die? No, I wouldn't have procced it before I died. This is probably the worst. If I had the exotic crossbow still, I'd be able to show you better, but I don't. I think the exotic crossbow would have done better. I'm almost confident that it did do better. I don't remember the exact results. I actually have a video of that, I do believe. Maybe I'll go back to that stock footage when I actually do release this video, if I actually do. It may be too long and require too many edits for me to actually want to do that, but we'll see when the time comes.
Bit of an overkill, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a bit of an overkill, indeed. I'm really liking these like back and forth banters here. So I think just based on that, but that's not the only test we're doing with this weapon, okay? I don't think there's a way to test. Well, technically there would be a way to test actual boss damage. If we were to change it to infinite health, right? Then we could just proc it for a certain number of time. Let's do that. Let's do unlimited health, and let's change it to let's get rid of all the shield stuff, all the wacky stuff. Let's just do straight up. Is this considered? This got a shield on it? What did I do wrong? Place. Okay. Straight up. Both servitor and this. All right. Let's just test out DPS in general for this gun. I'm telling you, I'm very confident and I didn't do a lot of testing before, but I'm trying to do it now, that this gun is the second best gun in the entire game.
Maybe not.
3 burst mode,
You can't save the world without
specifically.
them.
3, 2, we're going to do 30 seconds with this. 30 seconds with some other archetypes, I think. 3, 2, 1, or maybe 15 seconds, then we can obviously, yeah, 15 seconds is fine. I don't want to do 30. 3, 2, 1. I would say about, I think I missed that last shot. It's right around there. It's like 700K for 15 seconds. Reset. Oh, we don't have to reset. What am I doing? Tab. Let's go to Heir Apparent for the same amount of time.
With greater power. How did you get yourself all dirty again?
I gotta reset that. So like 700K. 3, 2, 1. Reload there at almost before 15 seconds. That's about at least 200,000, if not a little bit more off from damage. All right, let's try shotgun.
Do you fear death? The ones who die to my blade.
Let's refill this ammo in a 15-second interval. Did I get pushed back? 3, 2, 1. I mean, these are ideal conditions, clearly. 3, 2, 1. We'll take time to reload. I would say it's close to being equal to the Heir Apparent. In that case. All right, let's try. But that's a mythic. That's not an exotic. And I've already went on record and said that the mythic shotguns in this game compete with the exotics. That's why they're in the B tier.
Socialize, Ophiuchus.
For shits and giggles, let's go with Baby Dukes over here.
I still have some business to take care of before my next.
With all the reloads and everything. The problem is with this one, it's going to take the spread, which is going to multiply it probably a lot more than it should. So I'm going to try to do single target here. 3, 2, 1. Now, admittedly, this is about 100, 160, maybe 200K off from the other two, and then obviously more from 600 and something, 700K. That's because this gun, or this weapon, also has spread damage, and it will distribute a lot of that AoE damage. So it would have even been higher if I would have had more people next to it. That's the difference between something like this and like the shotguns and more, specifically point and click kind of guns. So I'm not upset about that. That's actually not that bad for single DPS, to be honest. All right, let's try another comparable gun, potentially. Well, this thing is a piece of shit, but we'll try the grenade launcher just to see for shits and giggles. I expect this to do less than 100K. I may be wrong, by the way. I could be wrong. We keep on pushing this thing back. I mean, we might have to reset it. All right, 3, 2. I think we have all the thing. Now, we have two different fire modes here. We could do burst or we could do the other thing. I think I'll just do burst. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I mean, we're doing... That reload really kicks our ass, doesn't it? If it was not for the reload, that's about as equal to the Two-Tailed Fox. And this does have an AoE spread too, so maybe it's equivalent in some cases. Yeah, possibly. I still don't like it.
That's what you're gonna find
I don't think it does. I don't think it does nearly as good as the spread damage as the two-tailed fox, but that might just be
No
me.
evil can escape my blade.
All right, let's do some sword DPS for 15 seconds.
The Iron Lord
We kind of have to get closer here. 3, 2, 1, go. So that would have. Did I have full mag? Did I have a full? I'm just gonna make sure I had full. Because that pie would have capped out pretty close to being around 400 and something. I think maybe 3, 2, 1. We'll start with heavy this time. Problem is we have to be pretty conservative with our ammo. I'm not sure how this fire stacks or not. And then we're out, 280. So actually, there's a method to this sword to get the maximum damage. I would say that's probably right around 250 to 350, if I were to guess. And that's an absolute guess. That is not facts. I do not have the Izanagi's, but I have a comparable sniper. I think the sniper... Let's look at the perks. I think I'm just gonna. Oh wait, never mind. We have the Polaris Lance. Right. We'll compare it to the Polaris Lance as another exotic per se. Okay. Which I think people are like, oh, Polaris Lance is this and that, and it is good, but it's outperformed by some mythics. We're not even testing that aspect of it. We've kind of sidetracked ourselves to make a point for this royal contravene. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're making a side tangent to make a point for this royal contravene. People that are, dismissing my overall opinion of it being the second best gun in the game. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. This isn't a different slot. It's not in the heavy slot, so it's not comparable to some extent. But then again, if it outperforms it, that's an indicator of some good stuff as well. 3, 2, 1. Pretty close. I mean, that's more impressive than I thought it was going to be, and that's without any buffs or anything. That is equivalent to the Heir Apparent with unlimited ammo. This has unlimited ammo. As equivalent to... What was the other thing that was 477? This may be boosted up in the rankings, admittedly. I may have slept on this one. What did I put this as in my video? Let's see. What happened to my mouse? My computer's lagging. Where did I put this in the rankings? I will, don't worry, this testing's not over, by the way. I'm going to try something else, too. The tier list is meh. Where did I put...
You can't count on people appreciating your fashion sense.
1 second, I just got to find out where I put it again. Hello, you... The other one, the royal something, I can't think of the... I did put it in the middle of B tier. That may be unfair. That may be unfair. I put the Chaperone above it, I put the Huckleberry above it, and part of this is because of synergy. Maybe the Chaperone and the Polaris Lance should have switched spots. Maybe the Chaperone should be B and the Polaris Lance should be A, considering there's other shotguns in the game that do more in many cases. That one may have actually been an error based on this testing that I just did now. How comparable it was to damage, which is encouraging, I'll be honest. I think I do have I think this is Catalyst a little bit, which doesn't really matter, but yeah, I have a Catalyst and 2 additional buffs to it. All right, let's just try it. I don't think I have the right perk for this. but I was trying to suggest that, you know, like the Heir Apparent and their Royal Contravene, which we haven't tested out the other linear fusion rifles, but we will. I was suggesting that it's got competition. The Polaris Lance got competition in terms of procking Shinkas and stuff like that, because the Polaris Lance don't proc Shinkas that well either. And I guess we'll try that after this. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Damage fallout is insane. Okay, that Polaris Lance is showing itself very nicely. Unlimited health off. I'm going to switch back to this. Okay, this should delete the stuff pretty damn quickly, is what I'm expecting. 3, all right, let's go back here. Unlimited ammo here. 3, 2, 1. There is a reload. I don't think all of them. It's pretty quick. 7 seconds is insanely quick. Can we get on the 22-second mark? Probably not. It may be this gun. I did test this gun, but it was on a character in the legendary campaign, and it literally obliterated the servitor. This is why I kind of gave Polaris Lance a little bit of a knockdown. But now I'm realizing that may have been an error on my part. I might have graded a Polaris Lance wrong. Let me reset. Obviously, I'm gonna equip Polaris Lance now. Three, 2, 1. See, this is part of the issue. This is why I have an issue with. Oh wait, we didn't reset the shit. Shit. Hold on. See, that's the problem. That was one of the issues that I had. I think this is something that I saw in testing that I was not happy with as well. 3, 2, 1. We're looking for 22 seconds or below. 3, 2. I'm not saying it can't get there, because once it actually procs the shield, I think it can. 3, 2, 1, go. $18 seconds. That's pretty good. Okay. Fine. Fine. I was wrong. I was wrong. All right? I was wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's clear to me. Polaris Lance is definitely at least A tier. It might even be S tier. I was wrong. You know what? I stand corrected. Thank you for the criticism. Let me try the other scout rifles in this particular archetype and see if my entire premise was off, which it could be. Let's try the other one. Let's try the Delcy. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, it feels bad. We'll wait until we proc to see if there's any saving grace. No, not really. I don't know how that one specific scout was so effective in the It's definitely that one. It's got to be that one. There's no way it wasn't total lockdown that I tested. I don't know what perk. I don't know what synergy, but it felt really good. And it might have been the perfect role, and it might have been the perfect situation. I'm not denying that. It might have been the extra power. I was wrong. I think I was wrong. I can definitively say Polaris Lance is probably S tier. It'll probably be Royal Contravene. It's in the primary slot. It has infinite ammo. Its ammo efficiency is way better. And that doesn't even need to compete with Brigands to be S tier. 3, 2, 1, go. It's actually a lot. That's actually a lot quicker than the other two. This is rare, by the way. Yeah, but we ain't getting there now with damage. Okay. I was wrong. It's clear. Polaris Lance is best. Let me make a comment on my YouTube. I'm gonna make a comment and try to post it. I don't think I can pin it though.